Hi, welcome to Inkscape for Teachers. I'm Geoff Phillips, and in this episode I'll be showing you how I use a particular system to plot points on a Cartesian grid. Now I'm going to use this table of values and plot those. I know you could probably do that visually pretty accurately, but sometimes when you've got decimal values here and not exact multiples, it becomes a bit tricky, and the method that I'm about to show you will come into its own. Anyway, just using these figures for simplicity, I start with a 2mm diameter dot circle at the origin. Now I'll zoom in, I'll select that. I'm going to translate that using the translation dialog box. That's a 10mm grid, I happen to know that, and that's one I like to start with, but whatever it is you can adapt. So I'll Control D and apply 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and I'll plot a point at the bottom on the x-axis for each x value. Now if I zoom out, the first value that I want to plot is y equals 2. Actually I don't need a value at 0, so I'll delete that. Actually I must have duplicated it twice. I'll click on it, delete. The first value I need to plot is 1, 2, and I could simply move this up to here. If I did, it would, it's not snapping, but I could get it to snap at intersections. So I click that tool, and now it's snapping there, and I can do it that way. I'll go back to here and show you how I do it if it's a less easy value to work with. I use a formula which is as follows. I'll just pause to type that in. Okay, now we're back. Here's the formula that I use for my vertical translations of each point. H is the height of the grid I'm using, Y is the Y value, and Y max is the maximum Y value. In this case, H is 60, the actual height of the grid, Y max is 12. So if I calculate as much of that as I can, actually I'll just use this as an example. I'll drag that down, and H is actually 60, as I said. Doesn't need to be italic, but we won't worry too much. And Y max is 12. Now 60 on 12 is 5, so this ends up as 5Y. Now we don't have to type all this out. I do this on a scrap bit of paper. I'll just delete that and that. And away we go. So using this formula I can get an expression involving the y coordinate, so 5y. So for the first point the y value is 5, so I'll click on the point to be translated, and no horizontal translation, these will all be vertical, and I can actually do the calculation here. 5 asterisk is times, and the y value is 2, and then simply click apply, and it plots it in the right spot. You can see it too. The next one, when x is 2, y is 5, so using my formula 5y would be 5 star 5, and apply. And I would have had to do that by eye, but this one is exact now, obviously it's plotted at 5. When x is 3, y is 7, so using my rule 5y, it's 5 times 7, and apply. There it is at 7. Next one, when x is 4, y is 11, using my rule it's 5 times 11, and apply. And there it is. And the final one, when x is 5, y is 12, using my rule it's 5 times 12. 5 times 12, I know it's 60, but I can just type that in and apply. And you can see I've plotted all my points exactly right. So the key to it all is using this formula for your y translations after starting with a point on the bottom of the x-axis there. That completes this tutorial, and as always, thanks for watching.